Hopefully, I'm alive. Live. Barely, but I made it. Jeez, what a day yesterday. Look at all the crap on my hat. Doing laundry. Oh, cheers. Morning. It's Saturday, and it's a chat about anything. I want to talk about watermelons because that's what I'm going to be growing. Yeah, watermelons, ginger, and lemongrass and turmeric. It's my main topic ones, and making air layered clones, new trees, right? But it's Saturday. It's you can chat about anything you want as long as it's decent conversation. Yeah. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for the thumbs up. Ah. But yeah, I've been looking at watermelon, and I've got a bunch of different seeds saved. I bought this one watermelon last week, and I thought, gee, it kind of feels heavier than normal. I'm a Ponian. How's it going? Greetings from Venezuela. Yeah, nice country you have there. Vegetation is amazing. But yeah, I know a little bit about Venezuela. It's got a lot of oil there. Yeah, third largest oil deposit. That's a lot of loot. Plus, look at all the farming that can go on there. It's a nice country. It is on my bucket list if I ever decide to travel anywhere in South and Central America. I just want to go to each country and just have a look. You never know where you want to spend your last days, right? Yep. Cheers. You'd be welcomed here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. As well, you would be welcomed here. Canada's pretty kosher country. It's pretty good. So it's a fairly good country, depending on which end of the spectrum you're on. But Venezuela, yeah, that's a beautiful place. Hey there, wild edibles. Just doing the puff puff pass thing. Amaponian is from Venezuela. I've watched videos of the place, and I've read lots. Before there was an internet, I've read a lot of books. I was a very voracious reader. Yeah, and in the late 70s and early 80s to right up to the mid 80s, really mostly from 80 to 85, 86. Um, you know, we were encouraged in school to study South America and Central America. We were encouraged. Funny how that was. I don't know how there's a foot and a half in the end of the driveway, but only 1 inch in the driveway. Yeah, that's interesting. Sometimes, the when snow blows, it creates like a wind hook. Like that's why you see those snow fences in the prairies and stuff. Snow will come to it, and then there'll be less over here. There's some kind of dynamic. Unless you have a magic wand and no snow. I don't think Amaponian has ever seen snow. Not in Venezuela. That's a tropical country. That could grow a lot of food, man. Plow. Yeah, that'll do it too. Yeah, oh, for sure. There was something I wanted to ask you. Never saw snow. I didn't think so. You don't hear of snow in Venezuela, man. Yeah, yeah. Everything grows there. It's nice, nice, nice country you're in. It's nice and warm, easy to stay fairly like in outside here in an environment. You can get in a lot of trouble real quick unless you know what you're doing. And most of them city slickers, they don't know what they're doing. They're in their nice little comfy house. They forgot all about how they grew up as children. Road snow in the end of the driveway is nice opening for it to go. Yeah. I was reading a little bit about watermelon, And it's interesting. Some people call it a fruit, some people call it vegetable, but some really heavy duty scientists call it a berry. Interesting. Hey, I'm growing some different kinds of watermelon this year, and ginger and turmeric, lemongrass, and that's what I'm concentrating on, and air layered tree clones. Hey, Odom, how's it going, Odom? Cheers. Minus 29 tonight. Crazy cold. Come and keep that fire stoked going all night long. Put that wood ash down on your ice. Yep. Oh, Mr. Burns is here. Oh, I better let him out. He's looking. Come on out, Robbie Burns. Come on. You want to go outside? Yeah, I better let him out. Come on, Vino. Come on, my boy. Come on, Vino. Come on. Attaboy, outside. Come on, Vino. Outside. Go on. Go on, Vino. Outside. Attaboy. Need more coffee. Happy Saturday. 29, minus 29. That's some pretty severe weather there. Wild edibles. Oh, yep. One thing I noticed, if you don't have like heating in one of the rooms and you want it to stay warm in there, is you fill up any plastic bottle with hot water and just put it in there and just keep exchanging it. And that'll keep it. We do that with citrus here. There's a place with snow here in Venezuela, Merida, but I never been there, so I've seen snow only in pictures. Well, it's just like opening the freezer. There is a place there with snow. I imagine way up in the mountain or something. Yeah, all mountains have snow, glacier. It doesn't really matter where you are on the planet because you're up high, right? It's cold. So that's pretty cool. Odom, I'm so over the winter. Yeah, me too. I never had any. Didn't happen here on Southern Vancouver Island, man. It didn't snow. Odom, it didn't snow, and we've had maybe 5 or 6 frost days. One serious frost day where everything lifted up. You know, when it gets frosty, it lifts up, it expands and pulls the moisture out, and then you can have soil on it. There was one day like that. Well, not even a day. It lasted like a few hours. You're getting chilly, I heard, coming soon, Howie. I heard differently. I heard it's going to warm up. There's a big system coming down there. I was watching some meteorologists and that Nate there at the Canadian Prepping there, or Canadian Prepper, or whatever he calls himself. Anyway, he had a graph on there. I don't know where he got it, but it showed the current conditions there. This Arctic blast or whatever it is, I don't know. But then in a week or so, there's this major warmth coming from up top. I'm like, that doesn't look right. It doesn't even sound right. So winter's over. It can get pretty cold on humans that are not used to it. It takes about 2 weeks to get used to cold, eh? And once you've, like, if you come from the tropics, it'll take a couple of weeks, and even then, it's sometimes unbearable. So I hear you there, Odom. Yeah, I don't like it because it's on my subtropicals. I have a loquat here. I have guava here. I don't like, and I have citrus here, and I have banana here, and it's the only part of Canada that you get that. So I have to work with microclimates. So this year I'm working with my microclimate zone 10. I have a zone 10 microclimate. It's called my rooftop. Yep, that's a zone 10. Oh, what was that? Did you guys see that? My numbers went back down, back down. What? Yeah, zone 10. That's like Florida or even further. That's like kind of Caribbean because it's the roof, because the heat of the house and then the rooftop itself is in a southern position with there's a peak over here that runs along. There's a peak that runs along like this, and the sun hits it right here, and then the garden will be in here, and that's surrounded. I put a new railing, cedar railing all the way around that rooftop garden last year. It was a lot of work. So I'm going to hold in the convection of heat there. And as long as I'm lower, I should be growing watermelon times 5 different kinds. I've decided just to grow 2 or 3 of each different kind, see which one does the best there. All 5 varieties of banana. I only have one, Cavendish. Hey, I ate some really weird bananas yesterday. I bought these new ones, and I like buying green bananas. And when I split them open, and like because it's hard to peel them, I pulled it apart, and the whole banana came apart like a star. I'm like, what the heck? I've never seen that before. So I tried another banana, which I shouldn't have ate because my blood sugar is up. But with eating green bananas, I've never seen that before. It always come out normal like a banana. But I don't know if you guys ever see that before. But I only have one kind of banana. It's over there in the corner. Doesn't really do a whole lot. But the guy up the road, this Mitch guy, he's a carpenter, really nice man, too. He grows bananas on the side of the hill and gets them. But he has all kinds of tricks and stuff, like kind of like that Dave Knight. Can you grow mangoes there? Well, yeah, you can grow mangoes, but you got to bring them back inside. And you can grow mango from seed. I've done that here. You just got to bring them inside. You can't leave them outside to get cold. Gets too cold here. In the rest of Canada, you barely could grow them outside, but you can. And I better close the door. How hard is it to ship cuttings to Canada from US? Well, you can ship them, just don't say anything. Right now, they're dormant too, like figs or something like that. I think cuttings would be okay, Odom. Hey, Bayou Sugar Garden, welcome. Well, look at them, look like a bandit. Good morning, Sugar. Love that channel. Great human being. Pilgrim. Morning, Howie, and everybody in chat, driving and listening. Well, good morning. Can you grow mangoes there? Yeah, not outside Amaponian, but there's conservatories here of tropical growing. They tap into the thermal heating, and they do grow mangoes here, but it's inside with thermal heating from the ground. There's not a lot of it, just like experiments that people do. They grow avocados inside here with thermal heat from the ground. The ground here can freeze the first foot or so, especially on the tundra or even not on the tundra. The first foot or two will freeze like solid. Mangoes can't take that. But here on Southern Vancouver Island, I had one alive for like about 3 years. Also had coconut alive for about 3 years. How hard is it to ship cuttings to Canada from the US? Oh, from the US. Oh, I thought you were asking from Canada to US. Oh, sorry about that, Odom. Um, well, I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I've never went to the US and shipped something to Canada. Most things you can buy on the internet. Look at GT Grows in Alaska there. He gets all kinds of exotic stuff sent to him, or he brought it there, or whatever, however he got it. I mean, he's a pretty impressive guy. He just grows a fig because he wants a fig. Yeah. Here, there's a lot of greenhouses here, and in some of them, like they grow lychee, and it's expensive. Some of them it's a greenhouse on the floor is ginger, something like that, and then through the indeterminate ones, the climbers, the tomato climbers and stuff, they grow them. They don't grow watermelon in the greenhouses or anything like that here. What they do is they'll build a small greenhouse and try to grow the world's largest pumpkin. They don't even eat it. So, hey, coffee walks and whatever. Good morning. Good to see you. There you go. Bing bada boom. But yeah, it's today's topic is anything and everything as long as it's a reasonable coffee talk. Go to channel, make sure that is coffee walks and whatever. And yeah, it is. Good morning, kind sir. I've been to your channel too recently. It was fun. It's a good channel. Thank you kindly for being here. But it's Saturday morning, and what was on my mind? Oh, yeah, watermelons. I'm growing about 5 different kinds of watermelons, and I've been saving seeds from the store. I'm not going to go and purchase. Well, I might have. Yeah, I did purchase one packet of these all different colored watermelons, so I'll be growing those too. I like your hat. Oh yeah, it's a grasshopper series. It's a grasshopper. I don't know. I got some dust things from the dryer. I went. The lady that does my laundry, she put it in the dryer after she washed my hat, and I was just like, oh man. And then she washed my wallet out, and it just totally destroyed my lottery ticket and all my secret phone numbers in case I needed somebody wherever I was. What else did I lose in that lottery? Two lottery tickets, and my secret phone numbers to my favorite fishing hole, where you got to have a guy there with his boat because it's in the ocean and blah blah blah, and I just ain't into taking a boat there. Besides, mine ain't big enough to go there. And then I lost phone numbers to some family members I actually liked, which who likes family members? Ew. There's always some that you like, right? 1, 2, or 3, and then the rest of the lot is like, I'm not there to babysit their sorry asses. You kind of get like, ew. I mean, you love them, but you don't have to like them. Yeah. I've heard from, okay, hang on, thinking about walls and structure of the house before taking the wall apart. Yeah, I'd leave the frame there, like you take off the bad part, see the frame. And what we did just to fix something, it's not quite the way you should do it, but it's something you can do and it's structurally sound, is just put another 2x4 next to it. Put another 2x4 next to it, run your truss on it. Just put one next to it, whatever's there, and then shore it back up. That's the fastest, easiest way. And then that's good for 20 years. So, just don't tell anybody you did it. And I didn't talk about it. I'm going to erase this after I get off of here. But yeah, you just put one next to the place is double boarded, and they use them for structure. Huh. As long as there's a reasonable amount of material there, and the 2x4 is running up and down here, one up and down there, you can put another one next to it and tag it in. And then you've got a new one. And then if you want to take off some of it's rotten, you can take that off. That's probably a good idea, but you're already there. You're right. Once you start taking everything down and then having to rebuild it from scratch, you got some serious problems, because you better know how to be a carpenter. I'm not a carpenter. I have done it. I'm better at building log cabins or something like that, or treehouse, or dig a cave. It's not really a house builder. I was never into the geodesic scene. I never liked it because I always had to, when I was a young man, I had to go and do work and tear them down. I thought, I'll never own one of these. They're junk. Doesn't work here on the coast. This place is double boarded. Yep. Yes, extra wall would work for built-in cupboards. It's what I have now, probably holding up the ceiling. Well, there you go. When you put something over top of what you already have, as long as it's not rotten or moldy, you're good to go. Okay. and it's a lot easier. It's not the best thing. That I'm not giving you the best advice. I'm giving you the advice just to survive and thrive a little bit on that instead of a major reno. When I do a reno here, I get right into it and I have workmen and stuff like that. So yeah, so I watched them. I haven't had good minus 37 Celsius coffee walks and whatever. I missed that. Holy schmolians, dude. Oh, whoa. I haven't had good luck the past couple of years with watermelon. Do you know what? Watermelon is watermelon. So along the watermelon vine, little shoots come down. Okay? Little shoots. And any melon and any squash will do that. So you want to put the soil, really good composted soil, onto the vine and keep that wet with a watering can that has like the rain effect and a mister. And then as they start growing, you want to cut back on the water because you don't want to burst them, right? But their watermelon means water, and that's what they're doing, is they're shooting down that shoot. And a lot of people, when they grow watermelon, they put it in a container and then just pop it out and put it on their mound. Well, it doesn't really work like very good that way. They don't like to be moved. They don't like to be bothered. They're sensitive. That being said and done, it's like a infant in an incubator. You got to be super careful, right? So it's the same idea with a watermelon. You have to be super careful. So the longer the container when you start your new watermelons, the better off you are, because then that's a tap root. That's a tap root coming down off the watermelon. It's looking for water. Okay. And it's watermelon. It's a watermelon berry. It's a giant berry. It's not a vegetable and it's not a fruit. It's a giant berry. And what happens is that it needs water, and it needs a good grow. It's a voracious feeder. Hey, it needs some good soil. And I've only grown watermelon a few times. The first time I grew it, I was about 4 years old, and they require heat and protection. And I mean, I only grew them about this big, and they weren't even edible. But when you're 3 or 4 years old, it doesn't really matter. You still grew it, right? But they require heat. They require protection, especially when they're small. They can't be disturbed by a windstorm or something like that. There's timing is everything. I'm predicting that you're probably in a zone 5, maybe, because maybe 6, maybe even better. I don't know. But you want to put it out there when it's the best temperatures and the least possibility of, when you're planting it, it can't be just put in the ground and pressed down. That doesn't work. You're damaging it. It doesn't like it. It's the most sensitive plant that I've ever grown. And I'm not growing for the biggest one. I'm not doing that, even though I do have seeds from one growing in Washington State that came here, and it didn't taste very good. It was a giant melon. I spent like $20 on it. It wasn't even any good. But what I did learn over the years is that just because someone else grew it doesn't mean you're going to grow it the same way. I'm when you water that you can't put that water, like it's a vine right underneath the soil. You don't want to put cold water onto that soil. It has to be like a nice temperature, like not hot, not even warm, but above room temperature. And when you do it, you don't want to do it first thing in the morning and all of a sudden it's a shock. There's watermelon growing's not easy unless you live in the southern United States. Then it's fairly reasonable. But if you got wind, anything like that, it doesn't like that. It likes it inside of a yard, and then the wind hits the outside of the yard. Okay, so I've got that up on the roof. So I want to grow about 5 different kinds of watermelon and let it just drape over my roof. And I'm tucked in here. I have a ridge behind me, and I do get some south by southeaster through here. But I'm kind of protected too with some big trees over here. Build it better, and I know when I'm okay. Whoa. This place is okay. Yes, extra wall would work for built it. Yeah. I'm pretty good at seeing the structure, but it takes time, and you need to see what they actually did compared to what I think or should be. Yeah. I've done I've done most or been a part of most of it. Oh, cool. Build it better, and I know when I need help. I don't need a permit, but that's not to say it's an easy job. It's an old house. I need to bring it to code when I can. Well, of course. Double boarded houses are really strong until you start taking them apart. Half-inch boards thickness and width could be all sorts. Some large boards, pine or spruce, I believe. Oh yeah, they grow like crazy up there. Mm. Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, just think about doing that and make sure you're there. And if you're limited funds and it won't take just a few days of pushing and thinking and see where you are, take it apart, see where you are. I mean, I wouldn't do that right away. It's probably pretty cold where you are. See, that's another thing. See, when things like when I put my cedar up top, I put it in a tight. And then when it dries out, it's a little 1/4 inch gap. But I put a black paper behind it that's waterproof. But I'm a little shocked because the reason being is one time I measured 146 degrees up there. That's how freaking hot it was. But I mean, just light misting will cool the temperature down. And then I had like a soaker hose on the roof part, and then when it ran down, it cooled the roof because it was just way too hot. But it was the best salmon I ever had. It was great salmon. Nope, I'm planning what I need and get it, then start. Yep, clean and planning now, looking at what, 20 years of water did. You should get water checked, it's called. Yeah. Sun checked, water checked, wind checked, earth checked. Water checked is not good. It's generally rot. Better get your square out and your plumb. And a good skill saw. Yeah. Ice dam runs down the wall. Then you got roofing problems. And you start up top before you go down below. Okay. There's no good to start down below and then work your way up top. It doesn't work that way. Oh, yeah. So again, same thing I said before about putting the 2x4 against it, and then you've built it, and you can even take out the old one. It's not the best, but it's not the worst, and it will last many years. I'm in the attic putting in baffles now. Yeah, well, you might want to look at the roof. Now, I don't know what kind of roof you got, but if it's a shingle roof, you may have to replace it. Who knows? But a friend of mine, he's deceased now, he had a roof and he put one right over top of the one he already had. And I'm like, why? He's like, insulation and it's not going to leak. I'm like, what? I'm like, I never did it. He did it and was very successful. And I was just like, okay. And he had this thick extra roof like this, and he put it right over the top. And I was just like, personally, I wouldn't have done that, but it's been done, and it's been over 25 years, and that roof's still there, and it does not leak. And I was just like, really? And he put facial boards on it and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, Yeah, the roof and spring needs replaced. It was put on wrong in certain areas. My ex did it before we broke up. That'll do it. I always try, if you got the cash, you got the flash, you got the material, then you do it to do it, especially with a mortgage and housing corporation. You got to have a red sealed ticketed carpenter or whatever. You got to have your inspections and crap. But if you're living outside with a tarp, it's okay. You don't need anything. So I will take videos as I fix it. Oh, smart. Very smart. Yep. But I'm going to go get another coffee, and I think I'm going to have a salmon. I got to turn that heat down too. Need the X off and getting mortgage, and then I can do it. Laugh out loud, greenhouse. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Is the X even alive still? In some places, the townships just want people to live in them. They don't want dilapidated stuff, so they don't really bother people too much. One day when you do die, they sell off the place anyway, if you owe money or anything like that. Mud greenhouse, 15 by 15, I believe, all over my side lot. Nice microclimates and used up wood waste. I haven't seen my ex since he left. Well, who's this? You don't know if he's dead or alive or whatever. But if you're doing your house up, I mean, you have a bigger interest in it than he does. Mother Earth Garden Club, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Yep. Cheers. It's happy Saturday. Yep. I have no idea, so we'll talk to a lawyer about it. Get a mortgage. You should be able to get mortgage on land that you own outright. Adrian, good morning. Mother Earth Garden Club says, is it cold there? Not really. I haven't had any winter yet. There's no winter. Sorry about that. Is it cold there? Not really. It got a little frosty last night, but we haven't had any winter. It doesn't get winter here. Not like other places where it gets like 29 below and snow. I don't ever think I've ever seen 29 below here. 6 Fahrenheit currently. That's pretty cold. You're in Minnesota, though, I thought, because I try to remember where people are for their zones when you talk to them. After 7 years of them not coming back for assets, they don't have much to claim. Lawyers will fix it. Yeah, it's paying the lawyer to $3,000 an hour. That's the problem, unless you go with legal aid or something, or some society will look at it for you. You just do a little research. Down to minus 15 by Monday. Yes, Minnesota. Yep, I'm zone 3 something. Oh, jeez. CR minus 12. Look at that. You came in way up there. And why did I not see you? Must be going fast. CR, that's cold. Minus 27. Yeah. My kid lives in Calgary and she said like it's minus 30 or something like that. So I'm like, don't go outside. If you go outside, make sure that cold air is filtered. Yeah. I have a $200,000 house. I'm sure they can help me. Well, yeah. Yeah. You get it up and looked after and painted and fixed up a little bit. I'm sure it's probably even more. A house here, if I'm going to buy a $200,000 house, I have to go up to the north end of the island or on the extreme west coast where you get 276 days of torrential downpour rain and great fishing, but you just can't stand outside because you'd be wet in 30 seconds. Even if you got a poncho on, the water seems to hit the ground and come back up and even go in your eye. It's just brutal. From Prince Rupert to Cayucet, those places, those rain and rain some more, man. Here, people think, oh, you live in a rainforest, Howie. No, Southern Vancouver Island is not a rainforest. It's actually full of Gary Oaks and meadows. Yeah. But you can go to Ucluelet here and buy a house under $200,000. And that's on Vancouver Island. And you can go to Port McNeill, Port Hardy, under $200,000. But like I said, you better get used to the rain. 275 days of rain. Oof, brutal. You just never, if you've got arthritis, you don't move to the West Coast in them areas. It's just moisture. Sierra, that's cold. Yep. 22 Fahrenheit, 30 Celsius. Minus 22, minus 30 Celsius. That's very cheap house here. Other houses are $500K. Yeah, there are also new houses that are $500K. Most houses are worth between $100,000 and $550,000, maybe $600,000. But I mean, that's a 3-level house, brand new. That's the material to buy it and build, right? So yeah, it's almost impossible for the average human to do that. You need 6-figure job. You need a $300,000 a year job to get a mortgage for like $1 or $2 million house, brand new. Yeah, they don't just give that to anybody. You got to know the gatekeeper with the banksters, and you got to be on the inside. You'll figure it out. Was testing winter gear. Nice. Oh, I saw your video with the snow. I was just like, ooh, that looks rough. Yep. I saw it blowing all around. It wasn't snow that was falling like here snow falls because it's wet and heavy and sticky. Where Ciara was, it was blowing around like a whirlwind. I'm like, oh, oh. When you got that bit of wind on that, it's way colder than it is. Wind chill. Ooh. Adrian, someone says hello to Adrian. I think he's gone, but he might be here. Wild edibles. Yeah, mine was built in 1919. If fixed up, it would be a lot more than the others. Yep. Scrounging materials for fixing up a house. I've done that before years ago. My kids were at home. Had to fix it up. I have a small house, but it's still worth over $200K. Only have 2 years left till it's paid off. Oh, wow, that's great. For first 20 minutes. Yeah. I like the old details, cold cellar turned bomb basement or hiding area, front porch, all glass closed in. Interesting. And there you have an attic room. Very nice, Mother Earth. Yeah, well done. You're almost out of the slave to money and the money gap there. You're almost out of it. 2 more years, and then you're sitting pretty because you don't have to have that mortgage payment. Then your disposable income goes way up. And it's really weird. All of a sudden, you'll get the gold card in your mailbox. Just call this number and we'll give you the secret code. As soon as your house is paid off, all this shit shows up. I'm sure you know all about it. Everybody else does. So, yeah. Yeah, mine was built in 1919. This house where I am was built in 1948 with 3 additions. So it's a hodgepodge. Dave Knight, welcome. I saw the cat shorts wild. Yeah, I saw those too. The little kitty cats. Dave Knight's here. Hi, Dave. Dave Knight. Sure like your greenhouse and the way you grow things, Dave Knight. I am late paying it off to raise 3 grandkids. Holy schmolians, you're taking on some responsibility there. I mean, you're almost obligated because it's your grandkids, but yeah, I've done that as well. Cool, thanks. Hope you enjoyed them. Of course, the kitty cats and doggies, Popo, and all the rest are great. Dave Knight says hi, creative redundancy. CR goes through some shorts there that he's made. It was pretty cool. I watched a bunch of them. They are older video clips. I wanted to share them. Pretty funny. Yeah. What I'm going to do, my 10-year anniversary is coming up, and on YouTube, and it's my goodbye story kind of thing. I'm doing other things. I'm going to be cutting down the electro smog. It's not that I'm not going to have a computer. I can go and borrow one from a friend if I have to, but I'm cutting down on the electro smog just to see if it'll pick me up. I even increased my vitamin D and my vitamin B, and I've on some pretty good advice. So I increased the vitamin B, and that seems to pick me up a little bit because I was having some difficulty maintaining energy. But with the glucose meds that I do, it really drains out the vitamin B. But I am going to be eating watermelon, even though I'm a diabetic. I'm going to be eating watermelon. I've been doing a little bit of research. Watermelon's a nice thing to have. And when you grow watermelon, it's going to be different wherever you are. It are different climatic conditions and different zones. So it's a touch and feel as you go when you're growing watermelon. The watermelon berry, they're berries. They're not vegetables or fruits. They're berries. That's what these people are saying. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It's got seeds, pits. That's not a single pit or. So they are older video. Yep. Saturday morning, hey? Screw that. It's the next one. Oh, CR, are you waving by or someone's left? There you go. Too much stuff we can't see, but still might affect us. True. It's tough to get enough vitamin D in northern climates. Please use D3. It's a better form. Yep. I've increased my D3. It's actually not a vitamin. It's a hormone. Vitamin means vital mineral, and D is not a mineral. It's a hormone. Too much stuff we can't see, but still affect us. Ringing in the ears. I get these moments like a vacuum cleaning started too much weird stuff. Yeah. So my biggest thing is to pick up my other hobbies. My other hobbies my biggest hobby is going fishing. And going fishing by myself. I don't want to go fishing with other people, a party or anything like that, because then you got to watch out for people. And I just don't have time for it. I'd only have time for myself to catch my steelhead or my coho. Oh, coho. Speaking of coho, they're selling it for $2 per 100 grams of vacuum packed coho. That's a reasonable price. By the time you pay for gas and get out there in the ocean, and you're probably paying more. So, and it's a good quality coho that I'm looking at today. Ringing in the ears, yeah. Electro smog, I'm cutting down on it. Like if you live in the north, you're not getting nowhere near what I'm getting down in the city. And when I walk by some places that have a lot of electro smog, like the side of a building that has a lot of electricity and microwaves going through it, the hair actually comes out on my arms. And as I move around, the hair comes out on my body. It goes straight in to the wall and just stands up. Same with this starts lifting. And I'm like, what's going on here? Obviously, there's a lot of electro smog there. So then when I noticed that, I found out that there's two electrical panels, one on top of each other. And like, you have all your electrical box here, and there's another electrical box there. And then I found out there was 3 computers below that. So I could go over there and watch the hair stick out. Really? And that's the same place where my this here melted next to my cell phone. See that? See that melt? This is a Swiss Army knife, and it melted. And that was that same area. And but want to hear the really weird part? This was in my pocket. So I'm done. I'm done with it. So now, yep, I'm going to be having some different things. And when I sleep, it's going to be a nice sleep of no electro smog around me. I'm done. I've seen way too much. And when it's burning my pocket knife, enough. Yeah, I've had enough. I'm done. So that's part of the March 15th, skedaddle off of YouTube, because I just simply won't have the computer running and here, and I'm not going to be sitting in front of it. But there's a whole bunch of things. I won't have my TV. Well, it'll still be here, and the computer still be here, but it won't be on. It'll be all off. And I've been noticing some really weird shit too with my phone, my cell phone. I shut it off and the battery drains, and then my buddies are like, "No, you're being remote looked at, and it's big business and stuff." They turn it back on and shut like that, and I'm like, "Well, okay," because I got a full charge when I turn it off, and then when I turn it on, it's going flash red. Plug me in. I'm like, well, how the hell does that work? So I'm done. I'm done with anything electro smog. I'm done. And when I clean house like that, I don't mind holding my coal oil lantern. Thank you very much. Nothing ever went wrong with that unless it tipped over. Water's green onion. Psst, psst, the mist. Lithium batteries can do bad things. Yep, phones get hot. Yeah, well, that's microwaves traveling through there. That's why it's cooking. That's why when they build these superconducting computers, they build them underground because it's cooler, and they build them in northern, up in the northern states. I always advocated, if it gets too hot above ground, get the hell underground. Why are you standing out there cooking? You see those people in India, tens of thousands die there because it gets too hot. Not all the time, not every year, but some seasons it's just too hot. And if you're elderly or sick, or you're first to go. But if you're underground, it's cooler. Yep, that's why the government wants to stop some apps. Look it up. I can't remember details. Electricity equals energy. Energy equals heat. Yeah, I'm done with that. See that, CR? See that right there? That was right next to my phone, and I could smell it. I'm like, what the hell is that? That was right next to my phone. So they put these little tiny warnings in that when you go get, or you don't get anything at all when you go get a cell phone. And if you read the little tiny little box that's boxed and all the paperwork, and it's about this big, it's a warning. You know, you don't want people to dream up shit, right? I have absorption issue after a stomach surgery years ago to take calcium, vitamin K, and D3 together. They work together well. Yeah, the vitamin K really works with the D. Hey, Shawnee Gross. Hey, that was a great live stream. I haven't watched the replay, and I couldn't stay. I had a rough day with all the different appointments I had, and I was really tired. But my heart was with you guys. Just looking at flowers to grow. I mean, I love growing flowers. It's one of my favorite things to do. I have some green onion to harvest in the greenhouse, you lucky dog, before the cold air hits at CR. Mm-hmm. Creative Redundancy says, hello, Shawnee. And Dave says hello. And yes, was thinking about you. Well, thank you kindly. Temperature went up 1 degree now. Laugh out loud. Yeah, but it's like 30 below there, CR. If it goes up 20 points or something, let us know, man. I saw your video and the snow was swirling like this, dude. I'm like, what is he in like a wind tunnel or something, man? That means the snow could land anywhere. Here on the wet West Coast, the snow comes straight down and it sticks right there. And when you go to shovel it, it's heavy because it's partially wet. It's not that nice dry snow. Technically didn't get minus 30. Ooh. Yeah, all techie are you? Temperature went up 1 degree now. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I've been giving it some great thought of the different projects I'm going to be doing. Like they're like minor, small things that just keep you going with a rhythm of growing food. And the big thing that I can see is the things that I already do. Like if my garlic's already sowed up and potatoes are already planted, and I have lots of greens still. But the big things I'm going for are because ginger is $10 a pound. Okay. Garlic is $25 a pound here, and turmeric is up around $12 a pound or higher. So, and I can't really trust where the stuff comes from, so I can trust myself. So I'm all set to go with those, with that. And I have to get some fellas to help me boost some soil up to the roof. I've decided that I'm going to go with my own soil. And so I have a living ecosystem there. So that's where I'm at. Having a breakfast of frozen strawberries, blueberries, black and red raspberries. Lots of minerals. See, that's what happens in the northern hemisphere, is that when you eat berries for those 2, 3, 4 weeks that you have fresh berries, that gives you your supply of minerals for the winter. Okay? That's how that works. So yeah, so when you're eating them in the middle of winter, you're really doing good. You're really boosting the minerals, your vital minerals, right? Excuse me. Whoa. Hey, thanks for all the thumbs up. Temperature went okay. Technically okay. Having your beautiful berry breakfast. Sips on coffee makes small talk. Cool. My temp went down. I haven't had winter yet. I'm very fortunate. It's just a blessing to see. I'm not a winter fan. I just not, and I never was. Even though after 2 weeks of being in the winter, you're going to be okay. You'll get used to it, right? It takes a couple of weeks, but it's just I don't know. I like to grow things, and when winter comes around, things seem to go dormant or don't grow. So I augment conditions where it can. So I have a banana, some citrus, and I noticed my loquats are really about 6 feet tall out there, and I'm like, yeah. And then I have my pawpaw, my it's not papaya, but they call it pawpaw. It's a different one. I've got two of those that grew from pits, but they're like probably 12 years, 11, 12 years old, and they didn't grow very fast. And I did everything like I went to the university website for Kentucky where they grow a lot of these pawpaw. But it's taking forever, and it grows like 2 inches a year maybe, and then it dies back. You think it would do good here, but it needs that East Coast, I guess. My indoor garden is thriving. Yeah, mine too. My temp went way down, huh? Yeah. So when you're growing food, I mean, you mostly you can't grow when it's freezing. But then there are the exceptions. When it's really cold, spinach likes that. Lettuce likes it. Some lettuce. But chard love it, and kale love growing in the cold, and cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli, that kind of thing. They love cold. Those are cool weather crops. So, Mr. Bill, good morning, Bill. Yeah, Newfoundland Drone Productions. Good to see you, Bill. Good morning, buddy. To you as well. Just having general chit chat about really nothing except whatever you want to talk about. Good to see you too. Pawpaw is native to my area. Yep, I am at the northern end of its range. Yep, I you know, I know guys that grow it here, and I'm like, well, why me? Right? Because I didn't buy an advanced tree. It takes a few years to grow it from seed, and you need a couple, three of them. And I only have two. What's pawpaw? It's kind of like a exotic fruit that tastes like banana, and it only lasts for 3 days once you pick it. And you got to pole pick. It's really tall. Unless you've trained it, it's really tall. Grows wild, really tall. And yeah, I must look it up. I don't think it would grow in Newfoundland, just too cold. It's actually an exotic fruit left over from the dinosaur days. So it grows from Florida to New England to southern Ontario, right? I would like to grow them. I don't know if you could. Chef Tech 86, welcome, welcome, welcome. How tall? Well, geez, I had 30 footers I've seen. But I never got to pick fruit from them. That was, on the East Coast. And that I was just a kid. I didn't know what it was. And then when I found out people grew them here, I just went, well, I'm up for that. But I should have bought an advanced tree because I'm getting older, and if you grow it from seed, look at 15 years to get the fruit here. And they're not exactly the same. They freely hybridize too. They can be different fruits. It's yeah. Cool, Dave. I have a chance. Never mind, left. Better go back. I must look it up. Yeah. Okay, how tall? Morning. Okay, can it grow in containers? It has a tap root, Bill. So it has to go straight down. Anything that has a tap root doesn't do well in a container. Like avocado has a tap root, it goes straight down. Figs, straight down. Pawpaw, straight down. Peach will go straight down. These are tap rooted. The reason why they go straight down is they're looking for minerals deep in the soil and water. They're not lateral. So if you're going to grow pawpaw in a container, to have it perhaps a deep rooted container. I dug over 9 feet down and filled it up with the best soil that the University of Kentucky said. It didn't matter. I didn't realize that it takes forever to grow them from seed. It virtually would take up most of your lifetime, especially if you're like 50 years old thinking, oh, okay, or 60 years old, and you're thinking, oh, I'll grow some pawpaw. Well, yeah, but you'll never see them. It's kind of like an agave, it only pops the flower and boom every 40 years or something. Can I share a link, Howie? Well, I don't see why not. You're pretty right in the head type guy. So yeah, what's the link for? A place with them for sale. A place with them for sale near me. I think I can buy them from. I think Fruit Trees and More might have them here. I know he grows pawpaw and he harvests pawpaw. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Put it up there, Bill. Absolutely. You know what you're doing. We picked 6 last year in the bush, end of October. I'm envious. Dave Knight, we picked 6 last year. And I watched the U of K stuff too. Yeah, they had nice information at the University of Kentucky on pawpaw. Yeah, I found that, and then they had different pawpaw for growing, and they had actual machines to show that they're making pawpaw ice cream because it can't transport, and they were coming up with like popsicles, that kind of thing, and freezies and stuff like that. And the students were very enthusiastic, and but it's a niche industry. You got 3 days, boom, that's for you. Now, if Dave Knight's saying that it's in what, November, you said? Never tasted them, and I doubt I can take the cold there. No, sunflower too. Can I share a link, Howie? Absolutely. A place for them for sale. Dave Knight, we picked 6 last year in the bush, end of October. Yeah, generally they grow near this, down beside the swamp, not necessarily in the swamp, but they do like going where there's water. That's why they have the taproot. They're looking for water, right? I'm envious. Yeah. The nutcrackernursery.com search. Cool. They like being the understory. Yes. Then cut back the canopy, I believe. Yes, they are. They do like growing up where there's shade. Sort of. Now tell that to the Fruit Trees and More guy down the road here. And he's like, oh yeah, I grow it out here. And he's got it all pruned and butchered. It has this Mediterranean look. But guess what? He's eating the fruit. So, Mother Earth, I am growing apples, pears, sour cherries, aronia. I just learned about that from, I never even knew about aronia berries. I learned someone left it on a comment there. Broke Farmer. Yeah, he left a comment and he thought they were aronia berries, but they were privet berries. They weren't, but they're very close. And blueberries, and here plus my strawberries and rhubarb. That's quite an array. That's, you're doing pretty good. That's some nice treats. Beautiful, Mother Earth. Yep. What's a pawpaw grafted sunflower? No idea. Is CR in here? I think he was mentioning sunflower back there. I got a microclimate spot and protect it. Pawpaws grow out here. We're Chef Tech in Pennsylvania. Yep. They would. Chef Tech. Mark, robot. Or is that robot Mark? Or is it just Mark? Or is it just robot? Who knows with all the chips coming everybody's way, right? He's a really nice guy. It's funny too. What's a pawpaw grafted sunflower? I have no idea. I meant has taproot too. Okay, there you go. I know a local that sells pawpaw in 5-gallon pails and ginseng too. I definitely would buy an advanced pawpaw. I wouldn't grow it from seed. I would not advise that. But if you've got one a few years old, and get more than one of them, and definitely now that you've found 6 of them, I bet you like them. It's just like eating a banana sundae. Okay? The problem with it is it comes all at once, all the fruit, and it only lasts 3 days. So that's a problem. It's not like an apple that comes and 6 months later you're eating it. No, not with pawpaw. But the great thing about pawpaw is once it's established and giving fruit, it will pretty much give fruit where it is. You see, I can't go to the store and buy pawpaw because you just can't ship it, but I can buy frozen. And it tastes pretty good. Chef has funny dad jokes. Oh, yeah? Where is he? Where is that Chef Tech? No, I don't see him anywhere. Where's he hiding? Robots. I meant has yep. Chef has, yeah. Cool, Dave. Preserves. Yeah, freeze it. Yeah, that's what happens is you freeze it. And it makes really nice preserves. Yeah. But frozen jam is perfect for it. And it tastes delicious and it's really healthy for you. It has a ton of minerals in it, an absolute ton. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of recipes for like if you own a fresh pawpaw. It's Tribola acetamina, something like that. Tribola acetamina, I think something like that. I might have butchered that Latin name, but there's a bunch of Latin names on that. There's different pawpaws. They're not all the same. No. I planted Kentucky coffee tree and honey locust when I was 30. Oh, wow. That's cool, Dave Knight. You've been at doing grow. You know what? I'm the same way. I visit apple trees that I planted 30, 40 years ago and it freaks me out. Yeah, that much time has gone by. Want to try some kiwi here to a few can grow. Yeah, you might want to do research on that. Combining aronia, strawberry, and blueberry preserves. Yummy. I call it ABS jam. You're 62 now. Well, it'll be about 20 years that you'll have, you won't worry about too much. You're a pretty healthy guy. You're 62 now. So 82, I would avoid anybody that threw a banana on the ground, the peel. After 82, you got to be careful. Yeah, the old guy made it out of the hospital across the street. He's like 89. I didn't think he was going to get back out. He fell down, broke both kneecaps of his femur. I didn't think he was getting out. So talked to his wife lots, and she's like, yeah, he hates it there. And he was in there for like a couple months. I missed him because, he asked the guy any question. He had the bloody answer, the fastest, quickest legal route. Smart guy. Oh God, I broke a femur. It's a rough break. Apparently, the first 6 weeks, he couldn't even stand up. I had an accident on motorcycle. Yeah, that'll do it. I don't do motorcycles. I mean, I would if I had to get out of the bush or something. And I've had motorcycles. But anytime you decide to go fast, the problem is stopping quickly. It can be rough. Yep, the little pine tree I planted, saved it from a lawnmower, is huge now and gives much needed shade and food for birds like chickadee. I have similar stories. It's sad because healing takes a long time at that age. It doesn't heal properly. Every 7 years, okay, all your bones inside your body is eliminated and leaves, and a new bones show up every 7 years, and all humans are the same. So when you go 7, 7, 7, that's 21, 7 more is 28. And when you get up to a certain number, like say when you get into your 60s and late 60s, early 70s, it doesn't heal right. It's not the best thing to have done, breaking bones at any time. It's always you get pains later on, arthritic pains, and they're like, yeah. But every 7 years, all your bones leave your body. Every 120 days, I think, all your cells leave and they're renewed. Right? Something to think about, because if you're giving nutrients at the end of the 7, say you're 7 years old, 14 years old, 21, and 28, so the next one it's going to be 36. Okay. So just before the 36, when you want to pack in a lot of minerals, vital minerals and nutrients, right? Because you're supercelling, your bones are being remade. So, be nice to eat the bones in salmon crushed up or bone marrow, whatever. I'm very grateful of falls, diabetic and old. I'm very careful. Yeah, you have to be very careful. Took me 3 months to get back on my feet. Had to learn how to walk again. Oh, yeah. It's sad because healing takes a long time at that age. You know what? Healing can take years. It's how toxic you are, what you're deficient in, minerals and vitamins and whatnot, and what your excesses are. So to balance everything, it takes a long time to heal up. It's not a cut and dry, and you need to take it easy no matter how old you are. You're not Superman. You're not Catwoman, Batwoman. You're not any of the superheroes. You're just an earthling, little hominid running around on a little blue marble flying through space at tens of thousands of miles an hour, and it's called the Milky Way. So you're fragile. You got to be careful. Mother Earth Garden Club, you're smart. Move slow. Stop every 10 feet and look around, especially as you get older. Move slow, move 10 feet, look around. Move slow, move 10 feet, and I just smelled smoke. I'll be right back. Yeah, the neighbor has you can see the smoke going up, and that guy, he burns plastic and everything else. He's a total just bad neighbor. Hope there are no fire. Well, not here, but I can see whenever he tries to burn his wet wood, the guy's just got no brains. And he puts on plastic bags in there and burns it. I seen him up there cleaning it the other day. That must be goopy gobby after 10 years of burning plastic in there. It's sad because healing take me 3 months to get back on my feet. Yep. I am always be careful when walking, especially any age, but especially as you're older, look around. Blue marble with some greens. Smart. Very smart, CR. Hope there's no fire. No, it's the neighbor, just a bonehead. Hey, Carol at South Florida Sunshine. Happy Saturday to you. And I find it sad I can't be a superhero. Well, you are. You can't save everyone, but you can save some. Or you can't help everyone, but you can help some. That's all you can do, like anyone else. Or a ninja. Well, some of us can be a ninja. Some of us can be a Ninja Turtle. Well, it depends what you identify as. Howie, some people, well, do I put it, can't fix. Yeah, it's sad, hey. Saw too many patients with broken bones as a nurse. I bet, hey. Oof. South Florida Sunshine, you can get 29 at least. It must be warm there. Carol saying hello to Mother Earth Garden Club, and Wild Edibles is laughing. And Dave Knight says making a taco salad with fresh green onions for the Lions and Vikings game tonight. Laugh out loud, bless you. South Florida says to CR. Thanks for all the thumbs up. That's amazing. I got to make some food. Be right back. Bill's hungry. Get out of the way. I've been making different foods that are local foods. So yesterday I had local sausages, local meatballs pre-made, and I bought them. and local meatloaf with local ingredients. I bought that too and tried it. And yeah, Dave, what time's the game? But yeah, so it was a meat day, and I ended up buying a lot of meats that when I went out, they were a very good price and good quality. Joe from Garden State Gardener. Hello, hello, hello. Dave Knight and hey, yep, game night. Great to see you too, Joe. Always a pleasure. A fine gentleman. Um, Forget what I was talking about. Hmm. Need to smoke more salmon. Oh yeah, Dave Knight. That's one of the things. That, yeah, he's got game night on. The Lions and the Vikings game. Hey there, Shawnee Gross. Hope you got good hours last night. Yeah, lots of people showed up. I did go and have a boo this morning, and I think it's like 175 people showed up at her live stream over the live stream and watched later, which is very good. If you get 20 people, okay, if you get 20 people, and that's one thing I know a couple of bigger YouTubers and they said that they can do money streaming and learning and distributing and their Etsy stores and whatever. If you got 20 people that show up for the entire live show, you're doing really good. And you had 175, and I'm like, you're well on your way. Mother Earth, not yet. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you eating this morning, CR? I think he's probably fasting. Shawnee Gross, South Florida Center, good to see you. Okay, I think you were asked a question. Hope you got good hours last night. I think she may have, because am I right at saying 175 people showed up? Because when I went there this morning and watched a little bit of it, yeah, I did. I just see, because I left it running. I didn't shut off your stream, the live stream, so that you did get a good amount of time there, or better amount. But when I woke up this morning, I went and checked my computer, and that's what it said. Now I could be wrong, and the computer could be wrong. So if you could correct us all, I would appreciate that. I might fire up my smoker to do some salmon, which I buy so very rarely. I'm buying some coho fillets, deboned, fresh flash frozen at sea. Yep. Correct. I have 181 views, so I was correct. I can't check the hours from the phone. Ah, you're on your phone. Very good. Hey, Joe. Joe is saying hello. Going to say, yep. Hey, Joe, Mother Earth, not yet. Okay. 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern. You forgot the p.m. there, but I kind of knew that anyway. Yep. I might fire up my smoker to do some salmon. Oh, nice. You know what I do? I go and I get a turkey or chickens. I just fill up my smoker, I put them in a bit of a brine, put them in there. It's nothing better than smoked turkey or smoked chicken or smoked salmon. Anything smoked in there is really nice. I might fire. Okay, doing better after going to bed early. Yeah, I went to bed early. I was beat. Shawnee is smart. Her views on her live streams are already amazing. Yeah, it's quite something. And yeah, and you're going to hit about 10,000 2 or 3 years, which is really good for YouTube because like followers. I don't have that many. I've had that many taken away by YouTube, but I didn't realize why. But now I do. What would do you use to smoke? Well, where you are, I'm sure you have birch, and that would be about the best where you are. Now, where I am, I have a lot of apple, that kind of thing, cherry, alder, maple, or birch. Birch is probably my favorite for smoking salmon. Hubby gets the tomatoes too. Nice. Yeah. I'd be going live tonight to talk. I'll be going live. Really? Oh, that's right. I think I heard something about that. About planting the garden and brainstorming where to start. I don't have the live created yet. I occasionally use edibles and salves. I don't smoke. Well, that's okay. That's probably better. You're upping more oxygen. I have to get a little oxygen bottle. Apparently, I stop breathing 7 times in an hour or two or something. I'm moderately, I'm on the moderate scale. So I'm just going to push for it and get some more oxygen. I mean, more oxygen is way better for you. You have less free radical damage because you're oxygenated. It's really something to see. There's a big difference in healing recovery. Lots of maple, no birch close by. Well, maple will do. More plants in the bedroom. Yeah, but it doesn't really work that way. Plants clean the air, but they give out not very much oxygen. And there's a cycle where it goes up into the atmosphere, comes down, goes into the ocean, comes back up, and then you breathe it. You know? At least that's what I was told in school, and maybe even read that in a book or two. I forget the name of the cycle, though. Oh man, laughed out loud. I use CPAP as well. I was really bad. They said, yeah, I stopped breathing. Like I knew there was something wrong. So I had a family member and a best friend watch me while I'm sleeping, and my family member said, "Oh yeah, you were stopping for up to 45 seconds," and then my family member woke me up, like wake up, and I went. And I was breathing again. I just stopped breathing. Okay, so you will be getting to 4,000 in no time, Sean. Yeah, I don't know what Shawnee's subscriber count is. I don't know. But the big thing is if you're working your live stream and you're working your followers where they're helping you build like build a village on YouTube and people purchasing stuff and supporting you. And that's mostly through if they love you. 354 subs. I don't even, oh yeah, I have 4,000. Hey, 354 subs. You're a brand new channel, right? 354 subs. Oh, very cool. That's a lot. Hey, you're only like a couple, 3 months out of the gate, right? Or a few months. That's not bad. That's pretty good there, Shawnee. Garden State Gardener says, my CPAP woke my wife up up all last night. Time to attach the new mask. Eesh. I'm just cranking my room with a bunch of oxygen. I'm not going to be sleeping with no mask on, but that's what they tell me. But I'm not interested in it. If I have, I'll just put it on the side here and I just pump the room full of oxygen. I don't like anything on my face. Oh my goodness, sorry, Howie. Hubby uses CPAP and I actually wanted one too because of the oxygen for the brain too at night, but I did not qualify, which surprised me. Well, then just get it anyway. You know, some things you can't compromise on, and health is one. Silly Lily, good morning, afternoon, or evening for all the other earthlings. Most of my family use CPAP, genetic, I guess. I don't know. There's two reasons why people at the end of their lifespan pass away. One is tumors, and the other is congestion. That's what doctors say. That's not my. I just reading. Yeah, that's what happens at the end. So if you have a lot of oxygen, your oxidative damage is way down, and you're regenerating at a much faster rate. So yeah, extra oxygen, sleep with your window open, and don't live in the city. Silly Lily saying hello to CR. And I can't do many plants here inside. The molds and things that grow on the soil is what is an issue for me. Interesting. That does happen. So great live stream. Shawnee Gross, yeah. Yesterday, love flowers. Yeah, that was a good live stream. I didn't stick around. I wish I had, but I'll probably end up, if I'm bored, I'll go and watch the replay because I'm growing flowers for a wedding this year. I was sort of kind of obligated because I was relegated to grow them. So they have specific. So I didn't make it to the bulb show yesterday. I had a lot on my plate. Garden State Gardener Joe saying hi to Silly Lily. Her hubby's got a very, very cool channel. I'm very healthy for my age. That's good. Look after yourself. Silly Lily, thank you very much. Can't believe I knocked over all the plants. Oh, that's almost worth going to see. Those are the moments that make you relatable. Yeah, things happen. Like I don't edit, so whatever happens, I just allow it on my video, unless there's something that I have a video of this young man. He came to visit his friend, and they lived downstairs. He pulled a knife on me and went past me like that with his keys and his knife, as if to try to scare me. I said, you do know you're on video here. That was about the only most exciting thing that's happened in 15 years of being here. As soon as I said, you do know you're on video, that you are on camera. It was on the side of the house too. And after that, he was a good little boy and got in his truck and took off. He was visiting a tenant downstairs. Yeah, that's about the most exciting thing. Well, what else is exciting has happened here? That's about it. Sunshine, hey, back. Yep. It's 1:26 in the morning on, let's have a look here. Vey is live, and Simply Being here is live, and Mona Moments, the Bug Tussler, is live. Very cool. The Modern Survivalist is live, and Vey. It's a toss up. Well, Vey is nicer. Well, saw you, Joseph's Coat Rose, at our big box store here. $40 for a 7-gallon. What do you think of that price, Howie? If you want that rose, you got to pay. My hubby's new CPAP, the new one's quiet. The VA upgraded him. Those machines are out of the site, expensive here. It's also being overweight. He never needed a CPAP before a desk job. Yeah, every time you sit for 45 minutes to an hour, you should be up for 15 to 30 minutes walking around. It's my personal opinion, and I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to have that. Oh, who knows on YouTube? Excuse me. People are saying hello. Ken just made a pot of coffee, enjoying a cup while catching up with the world. So yeah, Joseph's Coat's a very nice rose, and it's absolutely beautiful to see. And you know what? It's my longest lasting rose. I can actually go out and cut a Joseph's Coat rose right now, and I'm in Canada. I can go cut one, a long stem one, because I have it up against under the eave, and they're just popping out these beautiful roses. And they do that right up till a real heavy freeze comes. So it's a long-lasting rose. If you prune them and take off the dead, and prune them and take off the dead, they just keep going. Actually, he's doing a premiere. Whoa. So, okay, whoa. What's going on here, CR? Actually, he's doing a premiere, technically. South, I have friends living in Naples. Oh, nice. CPAP is a game changer, Grow Big TV, known as Joe. No chance I can do what I do in my life without it. You got to have air, man. Naples is beautiful. It's like what Boca used to be. Boca was lovely to grow up in, Mother Earth Garden Club. Nice. I've been watching a little bit on the news channel about what's happening down there in California. It's rough times for them folks. Rough times. It's not even over yet. Yeah, yeah. Some of those pilots flying the little birds and the big birds and tankers and stuff. Those guys are hot shots. I was impressed. I still am. Every time I see the new video of the short or whatever, it's like those guys are really pushing the limits, going that low and slowing that plane down that much. That's pretty hot shot, right? Yeah, you got to have a set to do something like that, or you're crazy. I love roses, but shrub roses are about the only ones that thrive here. Yeah. Anything up against the foundation benefits from the warmth of the house. Microclimate, absolutely. How are the fungal issues with Joseph's coat? Think it will climb and arch nicely it in dappled light? Yes, they are climbers. They will climb. Yeah. Fungus, it can happen. Take off the dead and don't let it drop on the ground there, right? And they're acid lovers. Roses are acid lovers. So when you fertilize your rose with a higher phosphorus, you want a little higher phosphorus than your N or your nitrogen. You want a higher phosphorus. Yeah. And I grow roses here quite successfully. And I have a lot of different roses too. Michigander man, Rob. I haven't seen you for a long time. And there's your magic blue wrench there, Rob. You don't know Rob? Yeah, you should. He's a pretty good guy. Go to channel, make sure it's Rob. And it is. Good to see you there, Rob. Known him for years, probably 10 years. It's been a while, yes. It's been a little while. I catch you live over the years here and there. You got a busy life too. Everybody does. Right here in the tropics, they get all the funguses among us. Yeah, you know, fungus is a funny thing. Haha. Funny fungus. Long time, brother. Yes, very busy making lots of videos weekly. Better make sure that I'm even subscribed still. There we go. Go over. I know I am. Yep. And the bell's rung. Yep. But it's all up to YouTube if they did deliver your where notification. Okay, thank you, Howie. Oh, yeah, I'd put down a Joseph's coat. They really like warmer areas. They don't like it too cold. But Joseph's coat is a beautiful flower and a tasty one too. Just the petals. Make sure you don't get any of the glow kids. That's not fun getting it in your throat. There's little tiny like spurs. We have very alkaline soils here. Yeah, yeah. You have to augment with pine chips or something like that, or peat moss. Mix it up. Make sure that's acidic. If it's not acidic, the rose don't grow right. We have very alkaline, so I'm wondering if I should keep it potted. Well, as long as you give it a nice bunch of, peat moss once in a while or some ground acidic conifer that's aged, constantly put that around like once a year, gets a new one, and then giving it a phosphorus. Like if you're feeding rhododendrons, azaleas, blueberries, that kind of thing, those are all acid lovers. Same with raspberries. You need some phosphorus, and that's the ticket. You should be doing good. We have very little. Okay. Joe is saying hello. Yes, YouTube is funny sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. You only get a certain portion sent to you for notifications of all the ones you're subscribed to. And I've unsubscribed to a few channels that I don't watch. I just don't go there. And there's no need for it if I don't go there. And so I went through where people have public subscribed to me. And then I noticed there was some known troll channels. I just went, oh, well, you're gone, buddy. So that kind of helped that YouTube part. But there's always, there's only a certain amount. I don't know the exact numbers on it, but there's only a certain amount that they'll put through. And it's as simple as that. And yeah, my flower garden is under snow right now. Yeeshka. Yeah, that's Michigan. Right? Hey there. Yep. Okay. Yep. South Florida high. Yep. Yes, I have some pine pebbles. Okay, get peat moss on the and phosphorus. Give it some slow release phosphorus, because it can, once water comes onto phosphorus, it's soluble and it goes away. So you want to keep it acidic. If you want, it's not a big area that you need for the Joseph's coat or any other rose. You don't need a big area for like the root system. It's not a big thing. If you give it water once in a while, don't get water on the leaves. It doesn't like that. What it likes is phosphorus and acidic. The potential hydrogen level should be, 5 on the pH level, maybe, if I'm correct, 5.25, maybe. Weird created redundancy. I have had that happen following a link. What? I just keep refreshing till I see how he is. Oh my God, CR. Yeah, Pine Pebbles, that'll do it. Got a few projects I'm working on. Hey, good for you, Rob, in the summer, using free pallets to make my grandchildren a playhouse. Fantastic. Weird. Yeah, what happened following a link? Yep, my daughter grows campfire roses. They're beautiful, though I bet they are. I just looked at miniature Danish roses because I'm looking at all these different things that will be available in mid-August for this wedding I'm going to. And then there's 2 ladies that I'm accompanying with the flowers. They're going to be in coolers, and they have to be standing up and straight and these different colors. And they want baby's breath to red roses, white roses. I'm going to give them a bunch of Don Juans because that's what I'm already growing. I could probably come up with 30 Don Juans. I could probably come up with 200 or 300 Joseph's coat, maybe. So, and then I have Tish and Sunrise to a lot of different tea roses. I have McCartney's. The list is endless with the roses. I think they're adorable. And the roses are under the same genus as the raspberry. Yeah. Follow the link and it drops you into comments in the lives for months now. Okay. By the way, I'll be out at bottom of the hour going for a walk outside. Take your camera and let's see that snow dance. Grow Big TV, Laugh Out Loud CR. Did I miss anybody up there? I don't think so. I got to move my magnifier. There we go. Because it kind of lifts off the screen, and it's like, oh, what's that? Because I can't read it. Silly Lily is saying good morning to Grow Big TV. They have very cool channels. Grow Big TV. I watched a lot of their live streams. They introduced people that grew food, or they were soil makers or biologists or soil scientists, or it's kind of like your hubby's channel. It's all about the biology. It's very similar to that. It's comparable to learning. Both those channels are very good channels. I like to hang out where I'm going to learn something, and there's good people, the good vibes. As soon as I don't learn anything and I don't get a good vibe, I'm out and delete. I have no reason to be there. It's me, Joe. Just have 2 devices on. Okay. Nice. The Joseph's coat is gorgeous too. Think it would look nice against the blue beds and white beds I have and white arch. Yes, it would. It's a multicolor. Now some stay, it's really strange. Some stay like a bright yellow, and then some are bright yellow orange, then some are bright orange, and then a purple hue through some yellows. and it can look flamish, and it's a very cool. They live forever. They don't die. They live forever. They're very strong. Um, it- you're right about fungus. I've had to clean it up a few times. It doesn't like the dead left on it. It doesn't like that. And it doesn't like super pruning back. It just likes a bit of pruning. And as soon as you see the rose hips develop and the bulb, take it off right away and take it down a little bit. And take it down when it's raining or something like that, or when it's cool temperatures. Don't cut it back in the hot summer. I mean, it's stressing it. But regrowth back is going to require some nutrients. They're heavy feeders. Nice. The Joseph coat is gorgeous. Think it would look nice against the blue beds and the white beds. Yes. I have, and white arch. Beautiful. Trying to have something edible and pretty eventually. Yeah, the petals are delicious. The thing about eating rose petals is you take them off just as it's opening, so there's no parasites, because bees and birds come by there and they can transfer parasites. So the big thing is you don't want that. You want to, as they're just opening, and then when you take off the petals, you don't want the glochids. They look like little hooks like this. You don't want that on there. But some roses taste better than others. Some are insipid. There's absolutely no taste. And some others are very perfumey. Like my favorite rose is the McCartney rose. It's just like eating exotic fruit. I'm like, wow, really popped, hey? And I used to send green salads to teachers at the school, and they thought it was pretty cool. They'd open up this salad, and it's, yeah. I am in 10B. Nice. South Florida, it's minus 15. Good vibes, baby. Good vibes. Yeah. I've been growing a flower in my garden called Hawaiian Punch. I love the colors of it. Oh, cool. Oh, I learned something new. Thanks, Rob. I am in 10B, South Florida Sunshine says. So very few climbing roses do well and stand out in our bright sun. You put them under the eave, so you get a little less sun, and just plant them in a shaded area. It is not full shade, but they like a little bit of shade. They don't like it being hot. Yeah, South Florida. Okay, what a great channel. It's all about the biology. You can learn so much there, and it's fun. Yeah, yeah. It's a very good channel. Anytime that I get extra time, or if I see it's live, I'll go over and say hello and listen for a bit, and then maybe even ask a question. There's very knowledgeable people there, and which is helpful in the gardening community. And the vibe is kosher there. Fresh air through is good. Yep. What a great, yep. Yes, South Florida. I've visited the area a few times, and the climate is definitely different than Michigan. I got a few YouTube friends that live there. Cool. I as well. Good morning, friends. Hey, Oak Knob. Welcome. Good to see you. Happy Saturday. Hi, Oak Knob Farm. Okay. Creative redundancy. I'm zone 5A. They just changed the zone. Oh, cool. Very cool. I'm in zone 5A. They just changed the zone. Yeah, Minnesota's like 3 or 4 or something. Really? You went up a zone? I guess global warming. See, where I live here at Southern Vancouver Island, it was actually like Florida 11,000 years ago. So we have these trees called Arbutus menzii. There's no bark on the tree because it's from the Florida days. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. My zone changed to move 5B to 6A. Exciting. Will that tropical flavor one grow here? That sounds good. The McCartney should grow anywhere. It's a very tall rose. It likes to grow tall and hang off of a structure. It's called a McCartney. It's delicious. It's a pink rose. It's a pink tea rose. will that tropical flavor one grow here? That sounds good. Yeah, that's the one that's delicious. And it actually gives flowers for throughout the summer. I'm in a cold zone, eh? Now, no say. No say. Okay, said. Enough. Oh, enough said. Yeah. You and your frozen water. Grow Big TV. Thanks, Joe. With the fires in Cali, our one host, Andy, can't do the podcast because of power outages. Sporadic podcast right now until things settle in Cali. It's pretty rough there. You look at it, it's beyond SHTF because there's nothing there. And those people, they're going to need some help. And there's some very brave individuals flying those little birds and big birds and dropping water and retardant from those tankers, man. Some of the flying in there, like I just happen to know some pilots, and I've done a little flying, not a lot. I didn't pilot it, none to speak of anyway. So anyway, that being said and done, some of the air tankers that are dropping that retardant coming in through those valleys and catching the wind, man, slow it down and look at it. And those guys they're brave people. Yeah. And those guys on the ground ain't chumps either, man. I mean, they're out there doing a lot, but a lot of people lost everything. And some people, a few, their house, they were smart. They put water sprinklers on it and they were fine. Not a lot though, but a few. Then people they're going to have it rough. There's billions and billions of dollars of structures. There's like, I don't know how many thousands of structures are gone. But when you have that, you got nowhere to go. You got no place to sell anything. And prayers out for them folks. I don't touch on prayers much, but if you're being dealt a blow with fires, like the first thing you learn in the military is dig a foxhole, make a bunker. First thing I'll ever tell you when you come to my channel is you should find where there's a cave. There's one way in, and anything coming after you has got one way to come in. So you don't got to worry about what's left, right, or behind you. And with fire, unless you're smart enough I watched this one science teacher. He built this thing to sprinkle his house and he saved his house. I thought, man, you're a smart science teacher. Kind of remind me of Dave Knight there. Smart guy. But them folks are going through, they're going through a lot. And there's a lot of folks like them in the world too, that are in war zones. It's comparable to disaster of a war, or even 9/11. It's comparable to that much disaster. It's pretty big, and pilots from all over the world and companies sent their planes without question, and some boneheads even rammed them with drones. Like, who hits a water bomber with their stupid ass drone? I thought that was ridiculous. It was a water bomber from Quebec. Those guys must have been pretty shocked. Silly Lily, prayers to Andy. He can talk for hours. I can see his phone conversations last hours instead of minutes. Prayers to him and his family and everyone out there. Absolutely. Those folks are going through a lot. Yeah, it's no time to poke fun at rich people that lost everything. I seen a few of that, and I'm like, you know what? You need to grow up. Those people got nothing no more. It could happen to you. Got to head out. See you, Carol. Take care. Get more things done. Have a blessed day, Howie and chat. You as well. And keep your roses growing. Check on the McCartney. You might like it. Our zone should have changed to 11A. Oh, laugh out loud. I'll take minus 15 Fahrenheit over what's happening in Cali. Yeah, absolutely. Got to head out. Okay. CR. Yeah. It's sad when you lose your home. You lose so much. Yeah. Those folks got nothing. I heard about the drone. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. I saw the damage on the aircraft, and I just went, some people shouldn't own a drone. I heard about the drone. Yeah, it was quite extensive damage. I think it's repaired and they're back in action. Like those guys are hitting it with retardant and water. Most of those water bombers are with water. They're not with retardants. You know, retardant. Sorry. Anyway, you know, they're real cowboys flying those. You know, yeah, they're hot shots. To me, that means you're everything. If you're out and living on the land, you're a cowboy. You got your cattle and you're everything. If you got your plane and you're slowing down the fire. What's happening is they slow down the fire, so they put it on the edge. Here's the firefighters, the ground crews, so they slow it down with the orange retardant and the water bomber, so then the guys on the ground can attack. That's what's going on there. It's all coordinated. It's like a dance. It's very cool to see. But I seen some of them flying. I just went, man, you guys have got a lot. You got a set, man. You've got a set. Yeah. I heard about the drone. Yeah. Yeah. I watched the whole thing. Garden State gardener Andy is fine as far as we know. His home was safe, thank God, because of a previous fire in his area before this big one hit. The fire break created by the previous fire saved him. Isn't that interesting? The understory is cleaned up by a previous fire. Yeah, there's nothing to burn. There's no fuel. You know, goats. I'm a big advocate of sending goats and sheep in there and cleaning up the understory. I'm a big advocate of that. And I'm a big advocate of water cisterns. You know, you have to adapt to change. And if I had seen anything like what I'm learned now about the Palisades there, I would definitely have a cistern and water available. You turn it on. Sure, you got to run. You got to flee. I mean, you got 80-mile-an-hour fireballs coming at you. And some of that video footage just blew my mind. Sometimes it's so incredible. I'm thinking, is this AI generated? Like, I'm looking at skyscrapers and apartment buildings. Well, maybe not skyscrapers, but in the background of the skyscraper, it looked flamish. And I'm just like, Carlos McCormick. Well. Good morning. Hang on. I heard about okay. And Carol left. Fire suppression stuff. Yeah. Take care, all. I've got to go to work. Calls. Level up. Peace, everyone. See you, Rob, Michigander man. If you don't know him, you should. Very good guy. Mitigation helps. You bet. Carlos McCormick. Morning, Howie. Never have much time to watch anymore with a 3-year-old. They don't stop talking at this age. Yeah, get used to it. They're going to be around for the rest of your life. Tibor, Howie, good morning. Garden State Gardener says hi to Tibor. People are saying hello to Tibor, and Tibor saying hello back. But yeah, we're just general chit chat Saturday morning, and pretty much anything you want to chat about, or there's no real topic. But I was just jibber jabbing how I watched those firefighters in Cali there. There's something, dude. That takes a lot. That takes a special person. It's like a tree planter. Only certain people can be a tree planter. And it's like an arborist. 1 out of 25,000 can become an arborist. Those firefighters fighting that fire, they're a rare breed, man. Yeah, they're very rare. They had cisterns. It's called pools in that area. Silly Willy. A homeowner used the water in the pool to save a few homes, had a pump set up. Yeah, some people were slick on the prep. Always be prep, and prep some more. Have a prepping meeting on, say, Sunday nights, and then you got your work week ahead of you, right? Or something like that. And in your locale, always trying to look after your village, your community, your town, or your city, no matter what. A prep night, or you go to a council meeting and bring up issues where you're seeing stuff. Like, I'd be over there, I'd be cranking on that water, and if I seen a reservoir empty, I wouldn't allow that. I just simply wouldn't allow that. I would consider that incompetence, and I would be all over that. I've got the gift for gab anyway, but 49 degrees, headed for 0 tonight. I'm over with winter. I know, right? I got lucky here this year, Tibor. I had no winter. No winter. Well, I had some frosty nights, but there's no winter. Yep. See here, when you get a fire here, we set up these things called pumpkins, and you hold it up and you fill it up from a creek with a pump. You fill it up, and the chopper can come in and take it up because there's no water close to the fire. I fought a few fires. A few. It ain't pretty. I fought the Lawless Creek fire. I don't know if you ever heard of that. It was a big in the interior, huge amount burnt land. But I even got lost there a couple times, and I even got choppered out of there with smoke inhalation once. You just keep going back and fighting and fighting. You don't want to burn up your city or your town, so you go and fight. That was back in the day when they would go into a pub and grab you and they bring you to a marshalling area, and then they sober you up and give you your piss can and your Pulaski and say, there you go, and here's your rope, and here's your lunch. Now get going. And you had no choice. You had no choice. Now it's a little different. They give you, they come and ask now. But one time, it didn't matter if it was at the movie house, the pub, the saloon, the restaurant. When there was a fire and you're invoking powers that normally doesn't, get invoked. So you have to get out there and kick some fire. Yeah. Okay. Take care and all the best. Okay. See you, CR. If you're leaving. Where's Tibor leaving? I don't know. What's going on, CR? Okay. Take care. CR. When he puts that in there, he's gone. And all the best. Yes. My very best to you, CR. First aid and water. Yeah, that's right. You were going for a walk. You take care. Have a good walk. But yeah, fire is nothing to laugh at. A bit of wind and you're screwed. Especially, like, I was really concerned here a few years ago. We went like 130 days or something like that without any rain. I'm like, geez, and I'm surrounded by trees. So I just kept soaking, and I made sure to keep all my hoses and my sprinklers too. But nothing happened. But you just never know. Some dumbass with a cigarette butt or some crap like that. It's always the dumbass. CR, they put up extreme cold warnings for Monday and Tuesday, -0, temps around 15 below. Guess that's for the homeless. Dude, if you have extra sleeping bag or extra money to buy some sleeping bags at the big box store, some small stoves, some tarps and canned goods. Drop some off at the homeless camp or someone you find, especially this time of year, man. They're having it pretty rough. So if it ever happens to you, you're homeless and freezing your ass off, you hope that someone loves you enough to bring you something. So, I do that often, and not often enough. I should be going and do it again because we have a cold snap, and I do have stuff ready to go. I seen yesterday a lady picking food from a dumpster. Older lady, she's in her 55ish, 60. It wasn't quite in the dumpster yet. The farmer's market puts it in an area you can come and get it for your chickens. And here she was picking through it, hey. So I dropped a $20 bill right in front of her. I said, here, take care. And she looked at me. She said, you don't have to do that. And I'm like, no, I don't, but I want to. Here's $20. See ya. Never seen her before. Hope I get to see her again, but maybe not digging in the, that's less than hygienic. But if you got to do it, cook it. Oopsie daisy. Oops is here. We donate coats and stuff to St. Vincent de Paul. They pass them out here. Good program. Good for you. It's a tough one, man, to see people picking food from a dumpster and homeless living under a tarp on the side of the road. There's really no reason for it. Hey, it should not be happening. There's enough for everybody. And the biggest detriment to it all, well, they'll just throw it away or they'll wreck the house you give them. You know why? Until that happens, it's all hyperbole. I help when I can. I can't help everyone, but I put out food from here, thousands and thousands of pounds of food for the less fortunate. They're not all homeless. They can be shut-ins, people that are old age. They're living on a pension. Cob 15 by 15, a few. You're allowed 150 square feet where you are, and that's more than enough to have a cob house. Yeah. And see, if you're doing cob like that, and there's no law that says you can't have a composting toilet, okay? It gets into money when you start hooking up sewer. That's where the money is. And the same with electrical. You start hooking up electrical, that's where the money is, and the inspections for the sewer and that. If you can avoid that, then you can a greenhouse or passive solar, whatever it is. BC Gerbs, welcome. My neighbor from Yubo. Good to see you there, Gerbs. My very best to you and Kimmers. The easy thing to do is when canned veggies go on sale, buy a couple of cases and take to the food bank. Yeah. Last year I saw a fellow sleeping outside at the bus station. It was minus 14 that night. That's brutal. Silly Lily is saying, oops, good morning. Not my problem if a homeless person sleeps in it. Hope everyone is, at a bus shelter, yeah. I've seen people they put handles on there so you can't sleep there. I've seen people take them off and bring them into the recycling metal so people can sleep on there. I was just like, that's genius. They got a few dollars cash for the aluminum, and I didn't care. My municipality has no homeless shelter, no food bank, nothing like that. Nope. You know what happens? They say, oh, go to the next municipality. For real. I'm like, you bunch of dirty bastards. We're in the richest municipality in Canada next to Oak Bay. We don't own a food bank? Really? I heard there's a kitchen somewhere on Shelburne. Yeah. And I heard there's like free food given away at churches and stuff like that. But an actual food bank where you go, there isn't one here. Nope. Everyone is most excellent and having the best day ever. Awesome. Love your channel. BC Gerbs. Silly Lily saying hello to BC Gerbs. BC Gerbs is a very cool channel. The guy's a real craftsman. He makes knives and he lives in a rainforest, and he goes adventure into like Fern Gully, like kind of like Avatar looking stuff. Very cool. And pet elk, well, not really pet elk, but elk running through his yard. Oh yeah. Mother Earth Garden Club. Here, homeless shelters cost money. That's criminal. It is criminal. BC George, I was homeless for a long while, and I'm so grateful I have a home and food in the fridge. Yeah, blessings and MSD, buddy. We don't get many homeless here. We have couch surfers. Food banks or warming shelters are growing more each year. Yeah, I have a swing out front, a covered area, and I leave a burner there, a propane burner, and a stove. And I have a guy that comes by, and sometimes you'll see him sleeping in the swing, or he's warming up beans or whatever, and he collects cans. He's homeless. So one time the police were looking for him. They came here, and they're like, well, where does he stay here? And I'm like, he doesn't stay here, because technically that's Sanich's property. I said, no, he doesn't stay on my property. Sorry. He's like, well, but he came here. And I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't stay here. He doesn't live here. But he spent the night here. And I'm like, no, he spent the night out there on the municipal land. Right? As soon as you say you've got a homeless there, where's your permit? Blah, blah, blah. You're just going to have a problem. Here, all the rich people live here, and you're going to be a problem. Food banks or warming shelters are growing more each year. Not here, not where I am. In the next municipality, yeah. Silly Lily, BC Gerbs, there are more people who are just a paycheck away from being homeless. Yeah. Yeah, they sure are. Hand to mouth, man. I can and have cooked a lot of food for a little bit of money. Yep. If you've got a place to cook it. I lived out of my car one winter. Oh, wow, there, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. It is a lesson I won't forget. Thank God I had a job so could save up to get an apartment. Cool. If anyone has a couch to share throughout the winter for less fortunate, it truly is a gift for them. Yep, they don't have nothing. 2 million Canadians visit the food bank monthly. That's just wrong on so many levels. I fully agree, and I hear you. My heart's heavy when I read stuff like that. I knew that too. I'm involved heavily with giving food to food banks, but I'm also involved heavily with just helping people. And I don't give over money to a food bank, certain ones, I just don't, or certain organizations, I don't, because I know that's, it's not going to go and help anyone, especially if the money's going to the Bahamas for some retirement fund. I'm not mentioning any names. Yeah, too cold. Homeless are picked up. It's not safe here. Yeah, it's sad, hey, if you're homeless, man. Wintertime, it can be enforced. Yep. Hey, growing on Vancouver Island. Good morning. Hope you're feeling better. And your last video was cool that your parents built you some raised beds. That was awesome. Somebody loves you. I can cook it for the greenhouse surfers. I ran a detox for years, then worked in mental health wards in a hospital. Yep. Very noble and gallant there, Mother Earth Garden Club. Silly Lily says, we have a hammock strung out between two big trees and found someone in it in the morning one day. I asked if they wanted coffee and breakfast. Oh, you're so sweet. I love you and I don't even know you. I help wherever I can, when I can, but I could help more. But when you come upon someone sleeping in your hammock in the front, that gives me a good idea. I've got a hammock sitting on the ground out back. Miss will string it up out front too with that. You know, saw a lot of homeless. I bet you did. Wanted coffee and breakfast. And growing on Vancouver Island's here. Good morning with sunshine. Yeah, it's going to be sunny today. They're growing on Vancouver Island. Mother Earth Garden Club. I love your name. I love you. Your name. Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool person too. And I think they have another channel to link to it called Frenchie something or another. I subscribe to both. Very cool. It's nice to have cool people. Hi, growing on Vancouver Island. That's Joe from Garden State Gardener, another very cool earthling. Growing on Vancouver Island likes to do forest bathing, where she goes out and absorbs nature. And very cool videos if you're into meditation and growing food. She grows a fair bit of food. She likes growing trees. And she now has a blank canvas that she's slowly filling up with all kinds of plants and trees. You're going to move your fig trees, eh? That's interesting. There you go. Still listening. They are now moved. You can see in my next garden update. Oh, you moved the figs, hey? It's the right time of year to do it. I like to move it just before March. Anything here, I could move. That's pretty good. Tibor saw an old fellow must have been in his 80s at KFC trying to figure out what he could buy with $3, which is nothing. I gave him a 20 and wished him a Merry Christmas. Sad indeed. You know, you're a good man, Mr. Tibor. A lot of people don't see these things and just walk on by. You know, you're a good man, Tibor. Pleasure to know you. And it's to walk by someone that's hungry, you can't do her. You have to help folks, and it's as simple as that. Yeah, that's awesome, Tibor. Thank you for doing that. And anyone else that does something like that, keep your eyes out. You can just drop some food. You don't have to. You don't even have to say hello. Yeah, having house, I've had certain homeless sleep on the couch, but not all. Some are fine staying for short stays. Yep, yep. Sometimes I see all these empty rooms in the house here, and it's like, and I remodeled them. They're brand new, and then there's no one in them. It's like, geez. But I'm in a municipality that, everybody's owns several $1 million house. You don't see homeless here. When homeless ask me for money, I give them granola bars. Good for you. I keep extra granola bars in my car. Smart. Granola bar in a juice box goes a long ways. Can of tuna, can of salmon, can of beans, small little itty bitty stoves, little gas stoves, small ones like Mountaineer people use. And you can buy them at Mountain Equipment Co-op and stuff, or Canadian Tire or something like that. Some people would really think that's pretty cool to get a stove, or a tarp, or a blanket, or a nice coat. And fresh socks are the best. Yeah, yeah. I go through my fresh socks soon, because I buy a lot of good diabetic type socks. So I'll go through that and wash them up. But I have a friend here, and I must go. And take care, everybody, and much love, mad respect, and please keep an eye out for the homeless. I appreciate you. I can't let a child nor adult go hungry. My grandmother would whoop my butt. That sounds like a good grandma. Seed you around. See you there, Shawnee Grows, and enjoy your Saturday. Oak Knob, I forgot you were here. Thank you all for being here. Much love, mad respect. Please look after the ones that can't look after themselves. You can't save everybody, but you can save some. Peace and love. Ending stream now. Transmission's over. Oops.